Good morning, Lions fans. It is Miserable Monday, not Victory Monday today. It's not a happy time in Lions land. It just got worse for me this morning. Oh boy. A loss is a loss. I'm not gonna keep harking on the facts that we lost. Obviously, it was more about the team we lost to, and in the fashion that we lost. That is the most upsetting about the situation. You're not going to win every single game of the season. You're going to lose games. It's the NFL. But when you feel like you're getting in your own way, that just makes it a little bit different. So, I'm not blaming, per se, one part of the field, even though you guys have seen some of the clips about, the offense and John Morton. I'm not putting the total blame on John Morton. Those players got to execute. They got to come out and be more sharp and crisp. Jared Goff has to be, a little bit more precise when he's in that pocket. If you see something, you need to make the proper switches. You need to get the ball out fast. I cannot sit here and make an excuse about the offensive line. When you look at the other teams around the league, everybody is not in front of or behind a elite offensive line that's playing well as a quarterback. So you have to do things and make sure that you get the ball out fast enough in order to, weather some of the things that's going on. So play calling plus quarterback adjustments make that happen. So if you see that they're rushing and sending extra guys like that, you need to weather the storm. And that's what I was explaining, in my previous video. So, when you look around at guys like Matthew Stafford, we all know that his offensive line is not elite. And this man right now is in MVP conversations, quietly in MVP conversations. But because of the way he's only thrown 2 interceptions this season, I think 26 touchdowns, which is insane. So like I said, I'm not going to sit here and make excuses because we got some issues on the offensive line, man. There's ways to get things done. We didn't lose the game yesterday solely because of that. Our special teams sucked. Our defense wasn't tackling great. We was getting stupid penalties. We just looked terrible. It looked like we were still at Halloween parties, man. That's what it looked like. Too much partying going on over the weekend. We weren't ready as players. We weren't ready because we just didn't go out there and execute. So, yeah, there's multiple things that played a part in that loss. But that's the past. It's over with, fine. We're still in the midst of the trade deadline, and things are starting to ramp up. And the first thing I see when I open my phone this morning is the very team I'm always telling you that knows how to get things done. Obviously, the best GM in the league, Howie Roseman, he's made another move that I feel like the Lions should have done. They went and got Phillips from Miami. They went and traded for him. So now he's a Philadelphia Eagle. So like I said, literally every time we need something, the Eagles snatch him right up under our nose. They always draft the players that we always want. The Eagles just understand how to get it done right now. That's just what it is. And I'm not trying to compare and contrast with Howie and Brad Holmes, but I just would like Brad Holmes to have some of the in the now urgency that Howie has, because Howie lost some pieces. He lost some of those Super Bowl pieces, but the way that you replenish that is the way that you're doing it. And when you make the proper draft picks, when you have like a beast like you do and Carter in the middle of your defensive line, you can go out and do things like this and have enough to still go out and win the Super Bowl. This is how good teams operate. And I just don't think people understand that for some reason. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Brad Holmes is great at drafting players, but when it comes to stuff like trade deadlines, it's always ho-hum. You know what I'm saying? And yes, he makes moves to make you a good team. Like I said, I told you guys before, all of that, what we used to be, that shit is out the window. Excuse my language. He makes moves that'll make you a good team. But again, We are talking about a Super Bowl. If we want to win a Super Bowl, we have to show some sign of life in these type of situations. Because just having the players that you drafted is not going to get it done. It's just not. And everybody is not coming back to the Detroit Lions. I hear all the time, we still got to get this player and that player and this player. Every single one of them, that is unrealistic and impossible. Everybody is not going to come back. Everybody's not going to get an extension. That's just what it is. You have to rotate. You have to, when guys leave, you got to replace them. You have to wheel and deal. That's the way the game goes. So, you know, you got pretty much your core under contract. Fine. But before you know it, you're going to be looking at people like Branch Gibbs. And before you know it, you'll be, it's not too far, you'll be looking for your quarterback situation. We still haven't drafted or signed anybody serious as a backup quarterback yet. So, listen, man, there's going to be a time where you're going to have to part ways with some of these guys. I understand you want to be good for a long time. I want to be better than good for a long time. I want to win a Super Bowl. Period. I want to win a Super Bowl. And like I said, it's all the time where we say, you know, how did this team have enough money to get this guy and this, that, and the third? And yeah. Yeah. So today is an important day to me, man, because whether you're going to go and get offensive line help or you're going to go get a edge rusher or a DB like it's been reported, man, we need to get on it because teams are not waiting around. You know what I'm saying? We need to be aggressive and make things happen. We got to get it done. Your team is suffering right now. You need to go and get them some help. Go and get your quarterback some help. Go and get Aiden Hutchinson some help. Add something to that secondary until we can get some more guys back. You know, we got Reed and them guys. They'll be coming back. But until then, if you can go and make a nice little move that don't really cost much or nothing, do it, man. Do it. So that's where we at right now. That's where we at. Our next opponent just got a whole lot lighter. The Washington Commanders just lost their quarterback. Jaden Daniels dislocated his elbow yesterday. It was a gruesome injury. It's not what you want to see. The kid is super talented, man. You don't want to see that happen to anybody. But hey, it is what it is. That helps the Lions out, I'll tell you that. I'd rather face opponents when they have all of their pieces. That was a revenge game, and then obviously that was going to be an angry game because of the loss we just took. So I would rather go up against Jaden Daniels, but it is what it is. We won't be facing them. So that helps you get back on the winning side of things if you go out and do what you're supposed to do and get out of your own way. Cannot continue to be the team that have these games where we beat ourselves. The Vikings came with a game plan. They was aggressive and they got it done. But then at the same time, we just didn't go out and get it done. We just could not execute for some reason. So, and then when we had things that worked, we went away from them. I sat and I watched a lot of media talking about that game last night, and they said a lot of the same things that I said. Why did we go away from Laporta? Why did it take us so long to go towards J-Mo? Why are we not passing the ball out the backfield if the run game is not working? Same things. So it's not just me tripping. I'm not just being negative Nancy. It's football. So, yeah, that's where we at, man. With that said, I hope y'all have a good Monday. Hopefully we can get some good news, and I'll be giving you guys some updates today. But in the meantime, have a blessed day. Peace.